Warriors! Crypto is coming to your bank. Are you ready, Warriors? My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. Remember that. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. What you're seeing within your physical reality is a culmination of your thoughts, actions, and behaviors. Now, the key is once you reach success, you have to keep up those actions and behaviors to maintain it. Whether you're in crypto, whether you're in business, whether you're in a relationship, that is the key to success, Warriors. Be careful what you ask for, because once you get that crypto money, Warriors, if you don't know what to do, if you don't have a game plan, you're going to end up like the 99%. There's a reason why 1% of the population owns 97% of the wealth. And that's what I'm here to do, is teach you the game so you can't be played. So we're going to go on a journey, Warriors, and I'm going to break down the 30,000 foot overview. On our channel here, we're not going to share with you pump and dumps. We're not going to share with you that you're going to become a multimillionaire in crypto. We're not going to tell you about the best new hot crypto to make you millions of dollars. We're going to give you the 30,000 foot overview to help you make informed decisions within this quantum financial system so that you can become the new uncommon 1%. Instead of complaining about nefarious activities and complaining about the richest people in the world are doing, you can become the richest people in the world. So as we sit, Bitcoin's at 39.6, Ethereum's at 2,800, XRP is sitting right over $1, and we are heading right back upwards. But I want to talk today. Now, remember my experience. Let me calm down for just a moment. My experience is 12 years in banking. I became an executive at a bank, vice president. I also went through CBA executive banking school, and I also went through a banking scandal. So it was very interesting to see that side of a banking system. It was really weird to see what people will do when money is involved. So I've seen the dark side of banking. Trust me, Warriors. I've been there. I've been part of fake news. That's a really interesting dynamic. It's a really interesting thing. So someday I'll go deep into that story, and I'll share with you a little bit more why my mission is much bigger than just being a YouTuber or an Instagram or TikTok. That's why I don't ask you to like, subscribe, comment, because I'm not looking for followers. I'm not looking for you to blow up my YouTube. What I'm looking for is to make a dent in the universe. So I'm not chasing popularity. I'm chasing impact. There's a big difference. And that makes me a very dangerous individual, because I don't look for praise. I'm not looking for edification. I'm not looking for your clapping. What I'm looking for is to make a dent in the universe and die a legend. So that's why I'm bringing this information to you guys. And I just wanted to share that very, very deeply, because a lot of you don't know my full story. But let's get right into it. We'll visit that another day. Okay. So crypto may force SEC to modernize custody rules, Commissioner Hester Pierce says. The bottom line message I have is that we have to work to do in modernizing our custody rules all across the board. The key word is custody rules. Okay, so now Hester Pierce is a key player you need to understand. Crypto assets may end up forcing regulators to modernize custody rules, Hester Pierce of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission said Tuesday during CoinDesk Census 2021. In a conversation on best practices for financial advisors considering crypto assets for their clients' portfolios. Wait a minute. How many of you have had your financial advisor tell you that crypto is a fraud? Raise your hand in the comments below that how many of you have had your financial advisor tell you that crypto is a fraud. Let's read that line again. In a conversation on best practices for financial advisors consider crypto assets for their clients' portfolios, the second-term commissioner said advisors have a fiduciary responsibility to properly understand the asset class on which they advertise they're advising their clients. The regulatory guidance issued by the SEC provides stepping stones towards that goal. So if cryptocurrency is a fraud, and if it's going to go to zero and it's a bubble and it's going to collapse and we're not going into that monetary system, why in the hell would Hester Pierce be having this conversation even remotely? Are you hearing me, Warriors? Am I helping you with this crypto space? That's why you have to have a strategy. Yes, it is going to collapse on the back end of this year. It's by design. The whales are going to pull the money. We're going to accumulate till 2025, and we're going to be the richest people in the world. That's why you got to get out of this pump and dump bullshit, getting these gambling type fundamentals, and get into real fundamentals in crypto. I'm going to read this paragraph again. If this doesn't sink in, then I'm not the person to follow on YouTube. In a conversation on best practices for financial advisors considering crypto assets for their clients' portfolio, the second-term commissioner said advisors have a fiduciary responsibility to properly understand the asset class on which they are advising their clients. A year ago, 2 years ago, they were saying cryptocurrency is a fraud, that you're a criminal if you buy or sell cryptocurrency. The regulator guidance issues by the SEC provide stepping stones towards that goal. Why would Hester Pierce be on CoinDesk doing an interview? Think about that. Let's think about this. Okay, let's go a bit further, Warriors. Let's back up to 2019. This is Hester Pierce and Gary Gensler, the head of your SEC now, and Hester Pierce sitting here talking about the blockchain space.
Data, it's huge networking, and we're dealing with property rights, and we're moving property rights around. It's good to have a tamper-resistant way to do it, and a peer-to-peer network might be, it's not always, but might be a better way to do it. Our financial sector still pulls about 7.5% of our economy. We might be able to be a little bit more efficient than $1.5 trillion a year going to the financial sector, and I think technology might be able to get us there. Bitcoin, by the way, actually uses an MIT license, so it's open source license on MIT. So that's what I kind of do here. But let me start, if I could, on our 4 quick topics. The primary marketplace, initial coin offerings. There was a technologist, J.R. Willett, back in 2012, and he said, you could build something on top of Bitcoin, and you could pre-fund, and you could get people just to crowd fund a project. And what came to be raised off of J.R. Willett's little innovation, he by the way did not get rich on it. $20 to $30 billion were raised. And my observation is in some jurisdictions like the US, we find ourselves thinking about things like the Howey test and what is an investment contract, because this new permissionless crowdfunding sure feels like a security. What advice would you have for this audience and for the thousands of people who are in some cases feeling that they're waiting for the SEC to give more clarity in this world?
Well, I think there is some clarity there already, right?
So key, waiting for the SEC to bring in clarity. Listen to what she says. I believe there already is some clarity there. Why are they even having this conversation if cryptocurrency is not going to be around forever? Think about that. Why would this even be coming out of their mouth if they thought it was a joke?
If you're doing something that's basically saying, I'm trying to fund a project, i.e. a company, to build something, and I want you to give me money to do that. And I'm going to take the money and I'm going to build the project with the money you give, and you're not going to have any role in that. You're just going to earn profits if I do a good job. That's a security. That looks very much like a traditional security. And so you should expect that that's going to implicate our rules.
Okay, so let me break down what she's talking about, because we want to understand the game, Warriors. So a security is exactly what she's saying. So if you bought into a cryptocurrency that is attached to a company that is based on your profits or based on the success of that company, let's talk about XRP and Ripple. So when you bought XRP, are you relying on the success of Ripple, or can XRP operate on its own as a bridge currency? In my opinion, it can operate on its own as a bridge currency. It doesn't need Ripple to survive. Nor does Ripple need XRP to survive. That's the key component in this case.
And of course, if you raise money from people and you say, hey, I've got this great project, put up a white paper, get a lot of money, and then you go to the Caribbean with that money, leaving your investors with nothing, then obviously we're going to come after you. That's called securities fraud. Okay,
so that's key statement there. So what they're coming after Ripple for is a case back 8 years ago. So maybe during that time, maybe it will be settled for that. But do you really think the way that XRP is running now with XRP's protocols, the Ripple protocols, that we really are operating in a security? So that's not the point of this video, though. I'm just diving into that. I didn't realize that's how deep they went. But this is Hester Pierce, Gary Gensler, and Hester Pierce is here being interviewed about custody rules, okay? Bank of America, here we go. So Bank of America files patent for cryptocurrency custody system. This is on August 26, 2018, Warriors. See this date right here? August 26, 2018. Bank of America files for patent for cryptocurrency custody system. And your financial advisors were telling you back then that cryptocurrency is a fraud. But their own bank, and they probably didn't know. They didn't know. I was in banking in 2017. We thought crypto was a fraud because of JP Morgan Jamie Dimon told us it's a fraud as he was investing in it. Bank of America files for patent 2018. Well, here it is, Warriors. Here's your blockchain patent. They have the most patents out of any bank. Do you realize that? This is April 18th. 2018. So if you work for Bank of America, this is what your bank was doing behind your back. A system that includes a device with a processor to configure to receive a set of data elements to obtain an encryption key of memory. The processor is further configured to encrypt the first set of data elements using encryption keys to embed the first set of encryption data elements with a first block for a blockchain, and to generate the first encrypted element map identifying the locations of the first set of encrypted data elements within the first block. This is to custody your cryptocurrency. If you're a nerd like me, you can spend your time reading through this whole thing, which I skimmed through almost all of this. You can read through all this. It's basically freaking to be able to custody your cryptocurrency. This was in 2018. U.S. banking giant Wells Fargo to offer services to wealthy clients. May 21st. I already told you about this. The fourth largest bank in the United States is embracing crypto. Wells Fargo announces this month it will offer select clients an actively managed cryptocurrency strategy. In the report, the investment rationale for cryptocurrencies, the Wells Fargo Investment Institute says cryptocurrencies has evolved into a viable investment class. They're bullshitting you, Warriors. They invested $5 million into a cryptocurrency exchange last year. Okay. The bank report offers detailed insights into the reasoning, citing more mainstream usage and transactions and the pandemic's role in fast tracking digital economy. As the Rothschild said, the pandemic was a distraction. The report also mentions the increasing friendly regulatory waters for banking wishes. This is key right here. The report also mentions the increasingly friendly regulatory waters for banks wishing to custody digital assets for their clients. Okay. You got to stop listening to people with beepers in a fanny pack. Goldman Sachs to enter the crypto market soon with custody play. Custody, 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 patent for custody. All this time, they were telling you cryptocurrency is a fraud, Warriors. You're being duped. You're being played. You're being played, Warriors. 100% played. Now, I just want to show this video again because I talked about Ray Dalio. I showed you, I learned so much from Ray Dalio. I have so much respect for him. And I even showed his videos, even though he wasn't admitting he was in cryptocurrency. He talks very highly of it here, but he wasn't admitting he's cryptocurrency. But I felt confident showing his economic videos because he is a beast when it comes to economics. And I've learned so much from him around economics, want to pay respects. So listen to this video about cryptocurrency, positive insight, but we just recently found out he is in cryptocurrency.
Things that currency needs to be able to do is first be a medium of exchange, and second, be a storehold of wealth. Can I now buy stuff with my Bitcoin? Not most stuff. And because its volatility is so great, it's not an effective storehold of wealth. So it is a speculative vehicle, now highly speculative vehicle, based on blockchain, which is a very impressive technology. So very similar right now, I would say, to what the internet was, let's say in 2000, okay? So what the internet was, a fabulous force, blockchain is a fabulous force, and there will be cryptocurrencies. They will be produced by central banks, by the way, as well as they'll be produced by, this marketplace. And the blockchain, I'm sold on as a great concept, but whether you're going to have which cryptocurrency is going to be effective and what that'll look like is a whole different question.
That's the key word. Which cryptocurrencies are going to survive? That's why you got to get out of this freaking pump and dump dog coin narrative, whereas it's all by design to confuse the shit out of you.
Like Bitcoin could be BlackBerry. In other words, you could have Ethereum come along and replace that, and that'll all change. And so, and it is going through this speculative bubble now. A lot of the particular people are in it for a particular, are they knowledgeable? Do we know intrinsic value? Is there that frame of reference, or are you buying it to resell it quickly and so on? Those create elements of bubble. So very interesting
That was a key word he just said. Those creates elements of bubbles. That's what's happening right now. It's going to create an element that appears to be a bubble because people, the speculative thing happening, the pumps and dumps, the elites right now are shaking people out and they're packing their bags by doing this. What they do is they get you excited, they rush you in, they pull the rug out from under you, you sell your crypto, we buy your crypto, and we just keep stacking and stacking and stacking as the market moves to legitimization, if that's the right word.
Very significant potential with the blockchain underneath it. Potentially valuable. What I would hope is that it could be very effective as a medium of exchange. Wow, that would be a great thing if they made that very effective quickly, so you're using it, and that you can create enough stability in that price so that the uncertainty of the price movement doesn't stand as an impediment to its usage as a currency.
Okay, here's an important thing to understand, Warriors. You are at a precipice time of generational wealth building. The reason why is the key word that he just said. What he just said, Warriors, is the volatility. There is never going to be a time like this where you're going to be able to get this type of price appreciation, because at some point they're going to regulate the shit out of it and they're going to take out that volatility. So it's going to be like the stock market. Mark my words. It's going to be like the stock market where when we see a 3% pullback, we freak out, right? Right now, we just saw a 50% pullback a week ago, Warriors. Where are you going to have a bounce back like that we're having today as I do this video? You are never going to have the opportunity to make this type of profits, but you have to be smart. You have to have a game plan, or you're going to go right up and you're going to come sliding right back down. And then you're going to be the person complaining it's a bubble because you didn't have a game plan.
I think Bitcoin's greatest risk is its success.
Now, this is a video done just recently, last week. This was be a year later from the video he did, or 2 years later, I think.
Because as it becomes more, right now, it's not such a big deal. And, you know, fighting it is more of a big deal. And that's it, because it's not that big a deal. As it becomes a bigger deal and more of a threat, let's say people want to sell their bonds and they want to buy Bitcoin. And they want to do that in a bigger way, like buying gold or something in a bigger way. And then there's more transaction. They lose control over that. And that's an existential risk. So, yes, that's connected. The more we create savings in it, the more you might say, I'd rather have Bitcoin than the bond. Personally, I'd rather have Bitcoin than a bond. And
That's
and then
oh, wow.
the more that happens.
Wow, what he just said was the shots heard around the world, Warriors. I would rather have Bitcoin than a bond. One of the top economists in the world. I would rather have Bitcoin than a bond. If this doesn't give you a signal where we're heading, Warriors, don't listen to a long-haired hippie guy. How about some guy, Ray Dalio, who understands economics at a deep level? I've learned about probably 99% of my understanding of economics through his simple videos, Warriors. I'd highly recommend you go watch his videos. So, Warriors, we're at this moment in time in history that is never going to happen again. And I'm so honored to be able to document this, to be able to share with you guys. And I've had people all over the world share with me, JV, you've predicted stuff. No, I didn't predict stuff. I study 8 to 9 hours a day. I don't fuck around. This is not a game to me. I'm not trying to get friends or likes or followers. This is not a game to me. I don't do this for show. I spend 8 to 9 hours of my time. These headphones, yes, they're Bluetooth and it's probably messing up my brain, but I spend 8 to 9 hours researching nonstop to bring the freedom back to people. That's what I'm here for, Warriors. So what I've done is we built this Warrior Academy, 1,800 warriors, climbing up to 1,900 warriors worldwide, 16 different countries. It's not a perfect academy, but as we get feedback, if people do leave, we get feedback and we grow. You have access to my exit strategy, exactly what I'm doing in the quantum financial system and why I'm able to profit in the bear market and the bull market and not get caught up in emotion. I'm very non-emotional. You have access to my portfolio, my fundamental portfolio, not financial advice, not financial advisors. A Discord with people way smarter than me in it, 1,800 people that are way smarter than me. I have a technical analysis team. They do technical analysis call on Friday. Leadership calls Wednesday, Thursday, crypto call on Thursday. We have a 120-day challenge. You work out live with us daily, nutrition, subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation. If you really want to transform your life and become the uncommon 1%, this is the program for you. If you're someone who wants to just sit back and be an observer and watch this opportunity pass you by, no promises. You have to put in the work, warriors. That's the biggest thing. There is no get rich quick scheme. If you want to get rich quick, go to the freaking gas station, buy some lottery tickets, get some scratcher tickets, and do what everybody else does. Sit back with their hands under their butt and just watch everybody else take advantage of the biggest shift in generational wealth. I'm fired up today, warriors. It's just what it is. Click the link down below to join our private warrior academy. If you can't see, your banks are duping you, and I don't know what else to tell you. Warriors, rise.